Hello, welcome. This is Uhasa, and in this video will be a masterclass on Lily May. We're going really in depth. We're going to keep it as simple as possible at the beginning, and then later throughout the video we're going to get more and more complex and more advanced. So, in this video we're going to talk about why you pull for Lily May, her abilities, her X weapons, her magic charms, and replays, and then we're going to do a synergy guide, a counter guide, and then we're going to go into very advanced with Lily May, all her interactions, all her heroes that work well with her Rainfall Bliss, and thanks to the help of Niftykiwii. Shout out to Niftykiwii. So, why do we pull Lily May? So, you have to pull for her. Like, I'm pretty sure 100% you should invest all your resources into pulling her. As you can see, I have a Supreme Plus Lily May plus 20, and if I could I would go plus 25, but I'm gonna save my resources for plus 20 other heroes. So why do we do this? As mentioned in my hero prioritization guide, so link up there, you want to focus on heroes that are arena and dream realm centric. So heroes that are good for arena, heroes that are meta for dream. The reason being is because these are the battle modes that you have to fight for in terms of rankings for resources. The higher your rankings, the higher and better your resources. These are the ones you have to fight for. The other ones you don't really have to fight for, or you don't have to be as competitive to receive the rewards. So look for heroes that are dream meta, arena meta, and Lily May is a combination of both. She does well in both. She shines well in both. So get her. So in PvP, she is a counter pick and can counter literally any ultimate before they cast. If they're already casting like Talene, she will do the animation and deal damage, but she won't cancel their ultimate, but they will reduce their energy. So in Dream Realm, she has shown to deal more damage than her other counterparts, which is Odie and Marilee. It's not by too much, but in some Dream Realm bosses, there is quite a stark comparison. So if you have Marilee and Odie, that doesn't mean you shouldn't invest in them, especially Odie. Odie is really good to invest in too. Marilee is specifically only Dream Realm, and Marilee can shine greater than Odie in some instances. So maybe Marilee will go down the list a little bit, but Lily May definitely 100% invest in. Odie you should invest in too. Overall, yes, pull her. Okay, so this is my Lily May. Magic charms. Let's get into magic charms. Most people are going the meta, which is the sorcery charm, because her main damage comes from her ballet dance, and like giving buffs to her ultimate strength and her skill power is her source of damage. So that's, that makes a lot of sense, right? Alternatively, you could go for Arcane Charm, which boosts her attack damage and skill power. She gets an attack damage boost already from her growth abilities, so this will add on to her attack. But I mean, by that point where she ramps up, like, it's not necessary, so skill power is still good. So I would say Arcane is something that you should put if you don't have sorcery. And the last one you could do is a Q Charm. Again, attack, it's okay to have, decent to have. Haste is really nice to have, as haste brings ramps up her cooldowns for her abilities. So that's always good to have. By the way, just a quick note, if you, I'm sure most people know, but just in case, people who are first time, you can get a Chibi or a mini Lily on top of your head as a fashion accessory. How you do this is you get Lily May to 8,000 affinity. So if you don't know how to do that, it's on the top right, and you get her to 8,000. And with the Lily May banner, there's a current promotion where anytime you promote her from epic tier, you get bonus 800 affinity points. So that helps make it easier to get to 8k. Okay. So now we're going to go in depth into Lily May's abilities. So we're going to keep it as simple as possible, okay? So first skill is Tempest Shot. Actually, the best way to explain it is through here, so I can show you some battles, AFK battles. So Tempest Shot is her ultimate, that's the name, and she goes into something called the defensive state. It's, you know, really big, complicated words. Basically, look, this eye, that's her counter. Defensive state means counter, okay? So anytime any hero, enemy hero, who ulties, she will do three things. She will interrupt the enemy ult, she will deal damage, and they will lose energy. They will lose 700 or 1k energy, depends. So anyone who ulties, she will interrupt them and cancel them, as long as she has this eye. And at the beginning, at the start, before the fight, she will always start with the eye. Okay, you can't cancel it. You can't, yeah, you can't cancel this first ulti, even if they have another Lily May. All right, so we can test it out now. So waiting for someone to ulti. Enemy ulti. So it's looking like it's going to be enemy Coco. So enemy Coco is going to be interrupted. There you go. Okay. So that's how it works. So the counter will always stay on her. The eye will always stay on top of her until someone ultis. Second ability is Rainstorm Ballet. This is her main damage source. So at the beginning of the fight, she will flash to a target and attack them 6 times. She is invincible during this state, and she cannot be countered or interrupted from this state. The only time that she will stop midway is if she has a Tempest Shot. She has an eye, and then mid flash someone ultis and she will interrupt them and then go back to flashing. So let's slow this down. We're gonna see her 6 shots. Okay, let's do that again. So I brought it down to 1 time speed. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then goes back to the original spot. And you can see her eye is up there. Okay. Alright, so those are her 2 main damage abilities. The rest of the abilities, there are 2 growth abilities and 2 other, and the other abilities are like just add-ons. Okay, so those are the 2 skills you should remember. Okay. Now her third ability is called Swallow's Flight. This is her first growth ability. The second one is called Rainfall Bliss. Okay, so Swallow's Flight, how this works is she has actually a 3rd bar. So she has 3 bars. She has a health bar, energy bar, just like everyone else, but she has a 3rd bar, which is her growth bar. Let me just show you, see if I can show you. So after she flashes 6 times, we can pause the video. Okay, so you see there, so that's the health bar. The 2nd bar is the energy bar, so that will trigger, give her a counter, a defensive state. And then the 3rd bar is the growth bar. So when this growth bar reaches, goes full, she will gain bonus 10% attack, and her next 4 autos or her next 4 ballet shots will deal true damage. So this is where her damage output comes, extra damage output comes from. It's from her true damage, and you get it from the growth. So you want to speed up her growth. You want to maximize her growth as much as possible, right? So how do you grow her growth? So you have auto attacks. She grows from using her own skills, and the quickest way is to get assists or kills. So if you burst the enemy down quickly, or if you kill summoned units, that's the quickest way to gain growths. Okay. She can grow up to 4 times, so that's 40%, up to bonus 40% attack on her. And if you have those magic charms, like 5%, that's add-on. But you know, that's a bit overkill. All right. The next ability is called Hero Focus, and this gives her 16 penetration during battle, and an additional 8 during Rainstorm Ballet. So she'll have 24 when she's doing Rainstorm Ballet. What is penetration? So penetration is 1% bonus. Like for every point, she will ignore 1% of the enemy's defense or magical defense as a percentage. So if she has 24 penetration, she'll ignore 24% of their physical and magic defense. And she gets, yeah. So that's basically it. And the other growth one, Rainfall Bliss. Okay, this is kind of like Dino's ability. So every time she gets a non-permanent stat boost from an ally, she will gain a growth. So there's no time limit. You can get it all at the beginning, you can get it all later, midway, but again, you want to maximize her growth as quickly as possible. And we're gonna go into an interactive guide, interaction guide on all the heroes on Rainfall Bliss later, towards like in the later second half of this guide. So again, she can get maximum of 4 boosts, and so 1 growth per ally. There are 2 exceptions, which are Haywin and I forgot the other person, but talk about it in a sec. And oh, it's Smokey, Haywin and Smokey. They can give 2, even though it says 1 each. Each stat boost give her more stats, give her a bonus attack boost, and bonus 2 attacks to her ballet. So her ballet does 6 flashes. If you get her to X weapon plus 10, she would do 8 minimum. When she gets a stat boost. Okay, and so if you get 4 stat boosts, that means you can get an additional 8 attacks, right? So 4 times 2 is 8, plus 6 is 14. She can do up to 14 flashes, theoretically. Alright, so now moving on to the last 2 abilities. So her Supreme Plus just makes her first Tempest shot lose 1000 energy instead of 700, so it's nothing to write home about. And her seasonal ability, so it'll reset in the next season. So this is the Song of Strife season ability, Arcane Barrage. It will shoot an extra projectile every 3 auto attacks. So yeah, that's okay too. Alright, so to summarize, at the start of a battle, she gets a free counter at the beginning, and Rainstorm Ballet at the very beginning. Both of these cannot be interrupted or stopped because it's her passive ulti, and no one can really stop her from doing Rainstorm Ballet. No one can. And then afterwards, she can get growth. She can build growth stacks from Haywin, Coco, Scarlita. All of these people can, because they're non-permanent. They give non-permanent buffs to Lily May. Thorin is permanent. This is an example of permanent. The chains, so that won't give buffs. Okay, so let's watch the full fight, like, of how it works, and then we'll go into some replays, like arena replays. So we're gonna go really slow. 6 flashes. Lands back down. You can see her growth. Okay, so she leveled up 1 time. You can see with the sword. Oh, those are the non-bonus haste, and so non-bonus stat boost. So when she rainstorms again, which is going to be right now in 2-3 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and she ultis in the middle. 12. Wait, that was like 14. I'm pretty sure that was like 14 flashes. And then you can see on the 12th or 11th one, she ultied and cancelled someone, but she had a counter. Okay. Yeah. And let's check the stats. 14 mil, 14.4 damage. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. Alright, so now we're gonna take a look at the arena replays. And I just got attacked an hour ago, twice, and 4 times, 11. Okay, so yeah, we'll take a look at these arena replays. So time for some showcases. Right, what do we have here? So we have a typical Aeron Scarlita Arden composition. So his main damage source is Arden. Now, and Scarlita obviously. Now this composition, oh, let me show you my defense composition first. So this is what I'm using at the moment. Everyone's using map 3 obviously. In this position, I put Haywin here and not here, because if you put it here, she is Rainierable. So Rainier can teleport, but here no one can be teleported. Okay. Shakir, so the main, like my win condition is to protect Lily May. And how I do that best is because Coco, Haywin, and Shakir all give damage resistance. So Shakir's ulti, as long as you're inside, Coco's ulti, and Haywin, one or two of her abilities. I forgot which one it was. And then Scarlita obviously is extra damage and support from the sky. So my win condition is I have to make sure Lily May survives, and I try my best to have everyone stay within Shakir's aura. So that's what, and plus the damage resistance, you can easily counter Scarlita's and burst compositions. Okay, and my Coco is +10. Highly recommend you get Coco to +10, because at +10 she removes all allied heroes CC when casting full energy. This is very important. Remove all allied heroes CC. Why? Because now you can counter any Arden. So going here, Death Jar Jar. Okay, so he's counted. It's over. Scarlita, it's over. Unless Scarlita pushes your allies out of Lupin aura, then she can crit them and kill them. Now with Thorin, you want to avoid like Lily May targeting Thorin, because Thorin is still a much needed like viable threat if she is in range. Okay, and then obviously she's going to counter Aeron with her defensive stance at the beginning. Okay, so let's watch the fight. Just note that we are going to watch them at 1x speed for new people, and so we're just going to go really slow at first, and we're going to watch like 2 or 3 videos, analyses, and then we're going to speed them up. Oh, my bad. Okay, so we're going to go really slow. 6 flashes stops the Aeron ulti. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was interesting. She walked up before she has to get into range. That's so interesting. You can stop. I didn't know this. So you can she has to get into range before she activates her Rainstorm ballet. If she doesn't, that's a weakness. That's a weakness we can exploit. If you put your heroes really far back, you can target, and you have heroes who outrange her and target her, she can't cast Rainstorm Ballet. Very interesting. Okay, so she counters Aeron, walks up, Rainstorm Ballet. That's a very tiny window though. Who's gonna do that though? Who's gonna do that? It can't be melee. Like, it can't be a melee character, obviously. Okay, Aeron's on the side. Lily May is thankfully in here, so that's really good. Haywin damage resistance and ultis. Coco's gonna get everyone out of Arden CC. Okay, so Scarlita lands down, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, Aaron brings here. She's gonna cancel Scarlita's ulti. Oof. My Scarlita comes in, knocks everyone away. Coco ult the second time. There we go. Cancels a Scarlita ulti. That is so satisfying to see. Cancels Thorin's ulti. The reason why you can cancel Thorin's ulti even though he has unaffected is because he has to go into his ultimate state before and then he's unaffected. So before he ults, he's not unaffected. Okay, that's great. Let's watch someone else. So Wind. He has a wait, did he use oh, interesting. This one's good to watch too. This one's good to watch too. The formation's different. So you have a Vala, who won't work. By the way, Vala will not work. Her target will be moved because of Lily May's Rainstorm Ballet. Lily May is good. Scarlita 5-star. Okay, let's check it out. But the Vala is useless here. So she cancels Thorin's ult. Shakir's ulti is cancelled, so I would say a new Shakir counter is Lily May, because he can't get his Lupin aura off at the beginning. I turned off all the damage stuff because it's annoying. I can see the fight more clearly. Okay, so Lily May's buffed properly. Both Lily Mays are going down. They both dodge Scarlita. Okay. 2 Scarlitas down. 2 Scarlitas here. Lily May cancels my Lily May. My Coco activates. First Scarlita activates. Pushes the aura out, but she doesn't get the dash. My Scarlita pushes everyone there. Okay. Now my Lily May's popping off. She has more haste, so that's why she went faster than the other Lily May. And everyone's dead. Oh, and my Lily May came back. Revenge. Okay, that's a really, really cool fight. I'll let you watch it again, and I'm not gonna say anything. Okay, and that's the fight. Alright, I think we can start speeding up the fights now. So here I've been testing against this guy Calon a lot. He has I don't have any paragons, but he does. That's why he's so hard to beat. I beat him a lot, and I think that caused him to invest in Lily May. Now it's Supreme plus 5-star, which is really good. And yeah, so let's take. So I lose in this fight because I didn't have a Scalita, but it's hard. Like now it's hard to beat this composition now because I need Hail and Coco, but maybe Lily May is not the answer, or she is, but the trick to this fight is everyone has to get into Shakir's aura to be protected. Otherwise, it's just GG. Yeah, it's really hard to beat Paragons. I managed to do it here. So same composition. This time I have Scalita, not Brian. You can see that my Shakir walks funny, and because everyone's in here, their Aaron is really good because their Aaron brings my team closer together as well. And so everyone's in that loop-in aura, so everyone can survive. And he helps my team get in. There we go. Alright, and that should be okay. Like you still can't beat like Ultimate Whales. It's not a, yeah, it's like Kraken. Yeah, hard to beat Krakens. Okay, so that's the showcase for Lily May. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope that's like understandable, and I hope that really helps. Now we're going to move on to the synergies and counters. So what I mean by synergies is who works well with Lily May, who can work well with Lily May, and Lily May can either be the star of the composition, or Lily May could be an additional spot, like she's better than other heroes in your usual comp, or she could be a flex spot and used as a counter. So in these lines, these are not like better than one another per se. It's just the heroes that I put in. So we'll take a look at the second line. So here we have the Scalita Thorin composition. This is the composition that I used before. So I had Lily May, Scalita, Shakir, Coco, and Haywin. I put in these two here because you can mix and match if you don't have these characters that I just talked about. You can build a stall composition. Basically, they buy you more time, and you want Lily May to have more time to survive, more time to ramp up, and then she will snowball and just kill everyone. So if she can survive and you keep her alive, you will win the game. Now, with all of these other ones, you can freely add supports. Oh, I can't move this is the image. You can freely move supports like Coco, Damien, Haywin into these three as well if you want to, because remember they give non-permanent buffs to help with her Rainfall Bliss. So in this line we have the Ausa Burst. You can do the Aaron, the classic Aaron, Thorin, Carolina, Arden stuff, but you can add the variations as well. So Ausa, Olmus, Lumont. You can add Citrana for the magic resist and magic boost to your allies, and yeah, nothing much to really say. Like she can help with this team, like burst people down fast. In the next one, you have the amazing assassin duo, now the triple duo. So the three assassins. So Vala and Sylvina, who are a great combination to counter Dino, by the way. You can have Temesia to help boost damage, Igor and Salazar to all synergize very well with these assassins. And Lily May can join that party too. But again, she will need, it would be good to give her at least one support. Okay, and then this one, this is like a very bursty composition. Seth, Dino, Brian, and Parisa. You don't have to have all three or four. You can have like Parisa and Dino are enough, and then you add Lily May, and then plus like 2 supports, 3 supports, whatever. Parisa also gives a support. Yeah, and the last one is the Mola composition. You can teleport Odie or Lily May. Actually, you wouldn't teleport Lily May. You can teleport Odie over, and you can have a Molar Odie protect comp, but instead of protecting Odie, you can have Lily May instead. So these are the general, like these are not like, you know, all the possible compositions. Like maybe you can do some cooking and have some more spicy takes. This is just the general compositions that I have in my mind that work well. Okay, so moving on is the counters. So actually there's not too many counters. There's not many good counters out there right now. Lily May is the counter, and if you're going to counter Lily May, you can counter Lily May with Lily May, which is why she's at the top. No, but for real, a proper counter I've seen from Brownie, YouTuber. Look him up, he's great. He tested with the Dino Parisa composition, and they used Brian to distract Lily May from, you know, snowballing. So because Brian has a the bird, Ilona, and he has a revive technically. Citrana I just put there because she gives damage resist. She can give damage resist to people. So she is like a debuffer in that way. So this one works, okay? Now the rest, they are conditional. They are risky, or they don't directly counter her, okay? So let's talk about the conditional people. Thorin has to be in range, and he has to have a counter to kill Lily May. But again, you have a small window of time to do so. It's, you know, it's conditional, okay? Rainier, most people are smart. They don't put Lily May or anyone in rainierable teleport conditions. But if people make an amateur mistake, yes, you can kill them. You can teleport Odie, you can teleport Thorin, you can teleport no one, or you can bring their Lily May over. Yeah. Salazar is nice to have as well. Maybe he's better down to the contribution, but he has the chain shackles, soul shackles, where anyone whose health is below 70%, he will shackle them down with blades and hold them down for 5 seconds so she can't move. So even if she rainstorm ballets, Salazar can't shackle her yet, but when she lands, she will be shackled. Alright, now these are the double-edged swords, I would say. So you have Granny, who can CC her, but again, you have don't forget, Lily May is not working by herself. She can be countered with Coco. Scarlita can be countered with Coco Haywin, but she can crit, and she can, like, you know, it's some RNG can help along the way. So like Scarlita is a very safe choice to use against Lily May, even though she can be countered. Elsa is quite bursty, so yeah, you can use her with an all burst comp, maybe in there. Vala, we tried, like, you know, we know it doesn't work. Sylvina doesn't work, but Vala can at least, and Sylvina can at least kill the enemies around Lily May and burst other people down before Lily May can start snowballing. Arden can be countered with Coco. Now you have your Brutus and Igor, which are your typical anti-assassin, because they buy time. They can't be killed immediately. They can buy time for your heroes, your allies, to find a strategy or a tactic or way to kill Lily May. Now this is super double-edged sword because these two, Cecia and Floribel, they summon units, and if you kill them, you're just snowballing Lily May really quickly. But it also like prevents Lily May from targeting other heroes, kind of, because there's more units on the field. So it's very risky, you know, very double-edged. Presto, similar situation. He has his illusion. Alright, and then this line are people who don't counter her directly, but they can help bring her defenses or walls down to make her more vulnerable to being attacked. So you have Niru, whose ult will be cancelled. You sacrifice his ult, you sacrifice Aaron's ult, but they can ult again later. And by the way, if you enlighten Aaron, he will still be counted too. So even if they enlighten, she can still counter them. Talene. Like I said earlier, Talene, if she ulties and then she gets defensive counter, she will still continue to ulti. And then you have Coco, who can help give damage resistance, and then these other two supports. And like I said, Sylvina doesn't work. She doesn't work because her stun will go to someone else. So it's better off using her and Bala together to kill other units beforehand. So you leave Lily May open and exposed, and then you kill her teammates and then kill her. Alright. Whew. So now we're moving on to the next stage. So if you made it this far, congratulations. We're moving on to the advanced stage of Lily May now. So first I'm going to take a water break. Okay, water break is over. Now we're moving on to the advanced stage. This is the real masterclass start. So I have a very comprehensive list of Lily May interactions. This is made by Niftykiwii. Okay, so huge shout out to Niftykiwii. This person is legendary. They put in a lot of effort, a lot of work into this. The Google Docs is in the Analytica Discord, and I have turned this into a PDF, so this will be in my Discord as well. And the tier list that I have made, they will be in my Discord too. So shout out to Niftykiwii once again. Let's get started. So this is the ability summaries. We talked about this already. It's just like very detailed, very super super detailed. So in the Swallow's Flight, so this is the growth ability. I'm just going to add some things that I did not add before. So the damage boost from growth stacks is very strong, so recommend at least 1 or 2 temporary buffers. Oh, so I did talk about this already. It's just, it's so important, I want to talk about it again. Hero focus, the penetration, so it's to be like super specific, factual. Penetration ignores 1% of the enemy's physical and magical defense when dealing damage. This does not increase true damage, which ignores defensive stats anyway. So true damage just is like, pretend it's like 100% or whatever percent, you know, 1000%, ignore physical magical damage. Rainfall Bliss, this is the second growth ability, the one with the non-permanent stats. So as mentioned earlier, again, just make sure it'd be really good, ideal to have people who can buff Lily May, because she's not going to get it from anywhere else. And her seasonal skill, Song of Strife skill, there's no animation with the extra projectile, and her ability Rainstorm Ballet does not count towards this skill. Alright, so moving on, this is the cool stuff. So these are tests done by Niftykiwii to, like, specifically for Rainfall Bliss, to see what works, what applies to her, and what does not. So he tested on artifacts and supports. So to make it easier to explain and less, you know, wordy, I put it into image form tier list using tier maker. So this is the ones that apply are Evocation, the Haste one, Light Heal, Cascade, and Enlightenment. So this is good to know. The Evocation is good to know because we use her in Dream Realm. And in Dream Realm the meta is typically evocation, and then in PvP you would use enlightenment. Now I guess Cascade you can use in PvE, and so for Cascade and enlightenment you have to know that it only activates if she ultis at the beginning of the fight. I mean, so she gets her defensive state at the beginning, right? But she must trigger, like it must be triggered in order to activate the ulti, because she will not gain the Cascade or Enlightenment buff because she Rainstorm Ballets at the very beginning. So she can't be targeted by enemy debuffs or stuns or ally stuff too. So she's immune to everything when she Rainstorm Ballet. So that's why you have to activate it at the beginning. Now the ones that do not apply totally are the permanent buff stats. So that's why the Iron Wall does not apply. And then these ones, they're not really related. They don't give her a buff, so to say. Alright. Now moving on to the supports. Okay, the heroes who can give her non-permanent stat boost, that here does apply, and then people who do not give it doesn't apply. So starting we're gonna go from left to right, okay, top to bottom. So take a look at Damien. So Damien does apply with his chariot, but you have to get chariot within her range, and obviously not doing Rainstorm Ballet. Faye also applies with her ultimate ability called Vibrant Dance, or second basic ability Blinding Light. Again, she has to be in range. Hammy is also in this list, but I'm not putting Hammy in here, okay? You have Haywin. She can proc twice. Like, she can actually give Rainstorm Ballet. She can give the Rainfall Bliss. She can proc it twice as one person, and Smokey is the other one who can proc it twice. So with Haywin, it's Revitalize, also her ultimate at EX10, and also her Song of Strife. These are 3 things that can buff, but only 2 can buff her. You have Coco, who can use her ultimate ability or her first basic ability, Fulfilling Feast. Coco's ultimate is the only buff which has been tested and proven, which can be applied to Lily May while she is casting Rainstorm Ballet. So this is the only exception, Coco's ultimate. Ludovic only applies with his Song of Strife ability, so after the new season he won't. With Parisa, she does, but only from her first basic skill at around the 4-second mark. But guess who's flying around flashing at the 4-second mark? Lily May. So it's unlikely, but it is possible. It is possible. So maybe if she doesn't trigger her ability at the beginning, and then she just Rainstorm Ballets, comes down, maybe. Okay, with Scarlita. Scarlita does apply through her S+ unique ability, and also her Valkyrie Spirit, that's the second ability, and also her Song of Strife seasonal. Oh no, the Song of Strife does not, because it's permanent buff. Okay, and then you have Shakir, who has the Looping Aura. Again, like we saw in the replays, the arena replays, you have to make sure that she's within the aura to get the buff. And then you have Smokey, like I said before, he gives 2, he counts as 2 procs. And the reason why this works is because the Aroma and his Song of Strife ability. And then last one is Laika. So the first basic ability won't apply, but in like the first time it procs, because she's like, she's doing the Rainstorm Ballet. But in the other cast, which she procs her Imperium Blessing, then it will work. Okay, going through the heroes that do not apply the proc. So most of these are because they give permanent stats, okay? But you know, Niru is not a does not apply, like it's not a stat, it's just it's not a buff. Rowan doesn't work, Rainier doesn't, Lucius does not apply, gives permanent buffs, Lumont gives permanent buffs, the contract from Freyesto is permanent, the Thorin's chain links are permanent. There's a bug with Thorin with Lily May where sometimes the chain is broken due to her Rainfall ballet. This issue has been brought up with to support. They are now aware and they will change this in the upcoming patch or in future for sure. Satrana Ignite is a permanent buff. Talin's permanent buff. Satrana, sorry, not Satrana, and Tandra does not apply. And Cassidy's Tidal Strength, it does not count as a buff. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go into the advanced combat mechanics. So we're going to take a look what everyone has been trying to figure out is the combat mechanics, which is her Tempest shot at the beginning. So when you're so her Tempest shot, her counter, how does it target, who does it target, and why? So we basically figured it out, and the people who she can target, there's only 3 people who can instant ult at the beginning, which is Aaron, Niru, and Brian. Okay, so Aaron with his tornado, Brian with his bird, and Niru with his revive. So who does she target and how does it work? So you want to look at let me show you these images here. So with this, it's basically the lowest number in map 3. Okay, so this is for map 3 in all maps specifically, but in map 3 specifically. Yeah, in map 3 specifically, the lowest number is the one that will be targeted. Oh, I can do that. Yeah. So when you have a Lily who's in defense, she will target the frontmost to the left. Okay, so 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So that's how it works. And then if you have a Lily on attack, she will focus the rearmost to the left, starting from the left. Okay, so it's just simple. Like the lower the number, that's who she would target. So that's why you've seen in videos, if you have a Niru here and an Aaron here, the Niru will be targeted. If you have a Aaron here and a Brian here, the Aaron will be targeted. Wait, no, sorry. The Niru, the Brian will be targeted. Whoever's 8 will be targeted. Yeah, so the lower the number, that's how it works. So that's why like people got confused, because it didn't make sense before. But if you look at it like this, so now you got to learn. It's hard to remember, but you can start learning how to count now. So if you look at this side of the map, the bottom side of the map, 1 is here, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then on the defensive side, 1 is at the back. So 1 is at the front on attack, 1 is at the back on defense. So if you just memorize that, that's how you know who you can target and who you can't. Okay. Alright, finishing off with the specific odd interactions. So you have Damien, who can Lily May can target Damien, and if his chariot is out already, then it will stop healing until it's destroyed. And then if his chariot is not out, then Lily May will cancel the chariot entirely. With Rainier's interaction with Lily May, if he tries to dynamic balance Lily May, you can't. You actually can't swap her because she will be doing her Rainstorm Ballet and it can't be stopped. So someone else will get targeted instead, someone around her will get targeted instead. With Sylvina, her stun cannot work on Rainstorm Ballet as well, so nothing can work on her. What will happen again is her skill will target someone else, either the frontmost or the rearmost, and someone else will get stunned. But if she targets the rearmost person, but that enemy is enlightened, then the stun won't work either. Vala's mark will always switch because of the Rainstorm Ballet. Thorin's bug, we just talked about it before. Now Lily May can cancel Lily May, as we saw earlier in the replays, and then units with unaffected status can still cancel their ultimate skills, except for Taline, which I saw earlier. And yeah, for example, with Thorin, who's technically unaffected, but Thorin gets his unaffected status once he triggers his ultimate. So Lily May stops people's ultimate before they trigger their ultimate, which is why it doesn't really work. And then these are ones who Kiwi's still testing, so you can check out the Google Docs or the PDF, and the Google Docs will update later. Moving on to Dream bosses, so her interactions with Dream bosses. So today was the Lone Wolf, yeah, and we've had a test with basically all the Dream bosses now. So let's go through them one by one. With Snow Stomper, Lily May can dodge all his skills, and the Tempest shot allows her to gain an unaffected status as well, from even while being silenced. With Skyclops, Lily May's Rainstorm Ballet will cancel once Skyclops starts summoning if she's in the middle of casting it. King Croaker will never use her ultimate against Croaker, as it does not have an active ultimate skill. If Lily May is targeted by the Water Bomb and she activates Rainstorm Ballet, the Water Bomb will switch aggro, so Water Bomb is the insta-kill one. Necro Dragon, Lily May can dodge the Abyss Justice and Corrosion Breath due to being untargetable with Rainstorm Ballet and not being physically on the field at their times of casting. So that's that AoE one, and also the Corrosion, the swamp looking thing. And Lone Gazer is the one today. The Rainstorm Ballet will be cancelled if Lone Gazer disappears upon casting Ultimate Wind Howling. And then you have Alpha Bear, which he doesn't remember. I don't remember either. Okay, and the last one, existing CC effects. Lily May cleanses any CC effects on herself when the passive portion of Tempest Shot is activated. She does not re-enter a crowd control state, so that's really good to know. And then we have some supplementary data, just like a typical uni student, professional, very professional. Okay, and that wraps up the guide. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please give a like, subscribe, comment on the video. You are now students and masters of Lily May. I wish you all the best in your Lily May journeys and experimentations. Please share if you have any new interactions and new updates on Lily May, and I will continually update throughout in the future as well. And once more, huge shout out to Niftykiwii for all his work on the Lily May interactions. Thank you and goodbye.